expected that it would happen, but it happened, so we have to
deal with it.
Our decade is about the 90s, and definitely this decade was the electronic age. It was the boom of the internet. Come on, next. Like this. The internet system, it's kind of old, you know. The governments, they use it in the 60s as a system to change files, secret documents between troops. But the boom of the internet happened in 1992, the World Wide Web, WWW. So, if your life is easier now, thanks to this decade, the 90s. It's like that Al Gore used it to say, in a highway communication. Now you can talk to everyone, you can do everything using the internet. And if I ask you, what would happen if the internet failed? How would be your life without internet for one day? How would that be?
Miserable.
Miserable.
Miserable? Why miserable?
You're going to die.
Miserable.
You're going to die? No Facebook? No email?
No communication.
No communication?
No
No gossiping? What else? No entertainment?
Yeah.
WhatsApp?
No maps. No maps.
No maps? And no business as well.
Yes.
Because the world is around the internet. You know? The world now, it works because the internet. Big companies, they make business using the internet. So precisely in 1992 was the boom of this great thing that changed the world and changed our lives as well. And the next one. And of course, when you talk about the 90s, about politics, what comes in your mind? What a name, the most famous name of this decade. Bill
Monica.
Clinton. And what else? And Monica Lewinsky. But
Oh my
before we
gosh.
talk about Monica Lewinsky, let's talk a little bit about Clinton. Clinton, he was the 42nd president of the USA, the third youngest president, and Clinton was born after the World War II. So he's considered what? Dorothy has told about us, about this word. He is a
Boom. Baby boom.
baby boom. Thank you, Vera. He's a baby boomer, you know? And the first president elected after the Second War. Clinton, his full name is William. Just a moment. I had seen this slide.
It's a good name.
It's a good name.
Clean name.
Bill is like a
William
nickname. Like a nickname.
Jefferson. This pronunciation is Bliff. I don't know. Like this.
Oh, Blythe.
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 Clinton. That is his full name. William Jefferson Blythe Clinton. The intonation is really important, you know? And Clinton, he was first elected in 1991. He served for 8 years, and Clinton was a rocky president. His campaign was he had many problems because of lapses and many wrongdoing business. He and his partner, remember his partner, the vice president of that time?
No.
You don't remember?
John Biden? No.
No.
Al Gore.
Everyone forgot about Al Gore.
Al Gore was Clinton's vice president, you know, and they were in the running for the presidency against the former president George W. Bush. You know, it was pretty close, and they won the election with 45% of the votes. All right? And of course, Clinton, he is considered a good president, even though he had some defeats in the Congress. You know, he couldn't make all the changes that he would like to make, but even though all of this, he was considered a good president. But of course, there's something behind Clinton, that not because he was a good president, other things happened in his history that mark his life forever, which is Monica Lewinsky. Monica Lewinsky, she was hired in 1995 as a secretary of the White House. And they have a sex relationship from 1995 to 1997.
Oh my God.
2 years.
2 years.
And this scandal is considered, it's a quintessential scandal in the USA, and it's the second worst scandal of the politics, only behind the Watergate. Watergate is the first one, and the second one is Clinton and Monica Lewinsky. But something funny about it, when I was searching, it was about how the world knew about their relationship. Do you remember how? Because they used it to talk a lot on the phone, right?
Oh.
Remember that? And Monica Lewinsky, she had a friend, a devil's friend, of course. Do you remember her name? Monica Lewinsky's friend, that person who recorded all the conversations, the calls, and make public to everyone. Do you remember her name? It was here, but I don't have
It was a blonde lady, I think. Yellow hair.
Linda.
Yeah.
Linda
Yeah.
Trey.
Yeah. She had like blonde hair.
Yeah, Linda Trey. She was a close friend
Yes.
to Monica.
I remember her. I remember her. Yeah. She was like the blonde lady. Yeah.
You
I don't
definitely don't need
I don't want to have
You
that
know,
kind of
definitely
Yes.
don't need enemies, because she made it public to
Yeah.
everyone, and it almost drove Clinton to his impeachment.
Impeachment.
Almost. You know, the Congress fighted pretty hard to take Clinton out of his president chair, but they couldn't. You know, even though of this scandal, he kept his job until the end. Of course, that in other words, it was bad for his vice president, Al Gore. You know, because the following election for president, Al Gore lost to George W. Bush. All right, interesting, you know, facts about it. Interesting, and of course, that totally marked Clinton's life, like I told you, forever.
You know, in Arabian country is not a problem.
Yeah, that's true.
Now,
That's true.
If you can afford 5 women, you can have 5 women. You know, but for a president, all right. So let's go. Keep on moving.
Ooh, go for it.
Ah,
Hey.
Yeah, that's good.
definitely. What happened to this? Okay, go on. Yeah, the Gulf War. The Gulf War. USA. Before I talk about it, this intervenes about the USA. USA interposed a lot in other countries' war. Imagine the world as a city. Imagine the world as a city, and USA, it's been playing the role of the policeman around the world. What is it? Let me explain you better. When there is some kind of war in other country, if the this government here sees some injustice, goes there with their troops and make an intervention, you know, I'm sorry, I've just said this word, interpose to finish the war and help the weaker country. Example, like in the Gulf War. The Gulf War was in 1990, and it started with Saddam Hussein's invasion to, do you remember the country that Saddam Hussein invaded at this time?
Kuwait. Kuwait. Yeah.
Kuwait, right?
Yeah. Kuwait.
Saddam Hussein invaded, I think it's Kuwait, Professor?
Kuwait.
Yeah.
Saddam Hussein invaded the country,
He
and
invaded
then
everything.
USA sent its troops, and they fight against. Of course, the USA won this war. After, just because we don't have the other slide. In 1993, there was another war, but this time the Africa country, Somalia. USA went to Somalia to fight against this guy here, Mohammed Farah Aidid. He was accused to kill millions of children, people, you know, the worst things in the world. So again, one more time, USA government went there, interposed again, and finished that war. And another one, in 1994, USA, that's nice. USA went to
Haiti.
I'm sorry. USA went to Haiti. What they went there? There was a military dictatorship, and they were trying to overthrow that military dictatorship and finish the injustice that happened in almost the same of what? You know, millions of children were dying because of starving, thirsty, and no education, and just war, killing, and again, the USA interposed at this place. 80, right? And the next one, in 1996, let me see. The American troops, it was about 20,000 soldiers. They went to Bosnia as a peacekeeper troops. It's not for fight a war, but just to make the place peace, you know, calm, to Bosnia, and they spent there like 80 months and 1 year because of some construction in Bosnia, Russia. There was some kind of war. Start a war, they would just start a war, and they would say taking advantage and went first. And then finally, that was the worst one in my opinion. One of the worst ones. 1999. USA joined NATO, an organization around the world, in an air striking against I think it's Yugoslavia, in the province of Kosovo, you know, against the policy of clearing ethnic cleansing, and they were air striking bombs, and that place, it was one of the most dangerous one, you know, and many people died, children, adults, old, because the air striking of the USA on that country as well. All right. So that here, these were the most remarkable wars that the USA tried to interpose in this decade. You know, the Gulf, Somalia, Quad, Haiti, Bosnia, and Yugoslavia. Okay? The next thing, that is
Columbine.
pretty much sad.
Yeah.
Columbian High School.
Yeah, that was terrible.
About this decade, there were some incidents about it. You know, students, they got into the schools, armed, and shoot at people. You know, there were like 5 or 6. But this one was the most lethal of this decade. Because it killed, I'm sorry, they killed the next one. Put the next one, please. Here, Eric Harris, 18 years old, Dylan Klebold, 17 years old. They plotted to kill. They planned it for a whole year to kill 500 students and blow up the school. Can you imagine the sickness?
Yeah.
You know? And everybody knew that all the time they were with guns. They carried guns all the time, even though inside the school. And one day here, in September 20th,
20th.
they went to the school shooting and killed 14 students,
Yeah.
one teacher, and wounded other 23 students.
High school.
23
High school.
people, you know?
Where was
And
Colorado.
after this, they turned their gun to themselves and blew up their heads.
Blew up their
Blew up,
head.
sorry. And they blew up their heads after the killing. But
Yeah.
of course, they were planning to kill 500.
But they only killed 14.
12 including themselves.
Yeah.
12 including themselves, 14, you know? And blow up their head. And the other 23 were wounded by him. I have here a small video.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's pretty terrible. You
This
know?
was the biggest event ever because before this never had really happened. This was like the very first. And then recently there was in Connecticut with the little kids.
Here it's from the security camera, you know? And they started, the moment that they got in the cafeteria and started shooting.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Just for 1 minute. Go on, Alden.
This was the worst ever. It was like the very first school shooting.
No.
And then recently we had the Connecticut.
And I'm in the library. I got shoes stuck under the table. Hands under the table. I saw a good out when I was talking earlier, but okay. I was holding. I saw a gun. I don't know what's going on out there. He turned the gun straight at us, and it was. And I got the window, went out, and the kid standing there with us. I think he got hit. We got help on the way, ma'am. Okay. Oh God. Stay on the line. I'm supposed to go. Hi, it's Wendy at PNS. Oh, hi, Wendy. We're just taking in the numbers right now for the press. Okay, yeah? Okay, good. Okay, somebody home now. Huh? Fox has somebody from your office. I know. We talked to a whole bunch of people, and it's
Oh, I think it doesn't work.
No, I think you could try to remove it. It's just about this 30 or 40 seconds. So you can see the panic of the people, you know, that this person that was relating to the police officer, what was going on in the school, two boys, they got in the school
Yeah.
and they were shooting everyone in front of them.
Yeah.
And it was pretty much sad. And just like, okay, and then their parents, they didn't know why, the reason that they would do such sickness thing like that. You know, they're sorry about the lives that were lost on that day. Other parent, they have an organization, you know. Many things changed after this attack. The security. Remember when we went to the school here in the Washington? You know, we had to almost take off out of your clothes. You know, they had to pass hair, everything, just because here the people are afraid of all the time. You know, some attack like that, Sunday attack like that. Okay, but of course, the 90 wasn't just so sad. We have good things to talk about it. And to start this, every English teacher, I think most of the English teacher like Friends.
Yes.
Why? What can you tell me? Why do you like Friends? You as an English teacher and you as a person.
Sheriff. It's a fun way to learn English, to learn vocabulary, to
About the
learn a little
teachers.
more about American life.
American life.
Friends went on air in 1994,
Yeah.
September 22nd, and is considered the best sitcom ever. The sitcom tries to show
Something's wrong with the computer.
It's the virus.
A virus, maybe.
here.
Bravo.
Okay. The daily routine of 6 friends who lives in
New York City.
New York City.
and in
Manhattan.
You know? They are Chandler, Matthew Perry, Rachel, what's her name? Jennifer Aniston, Ross, David Schwimmer, Monica,
Courtney Cox,
Courtney Cox, and Joey,
Matt LeBlanc,
Matt LeBlanc, and Phoebe, Lisa
Kudrow, yeah.
You know, it was there was so much success about the sitcom. For you have an idea about the audience, each one of them used to earn $1 million for each episode.
Yeah, they made a lot of money.
$1 million for one single episode.
Can you believe that?
Wow.
Yeah.
For you have an idea about how successful was this sitcom. What's
Yeah.
going on?
But wait, I have something to say. 1 million because they got very famous. I think in the beginning they did not have 1 million.
It happened
Yeah.
from the second season.
Yeah, like later
From the
on.
second season, 10 seasons.
10 years, like 10
Last
years.
10 seasons. 10 years.
Yeah, like 10
and
years.
they stopped it because they decided to. They
Yeah,
stopped
it's-
it top-notch audience. You know? Many
And their
Emmy
salary is
awards.
equal for each.
The
Yeah.
salary is equal.
Yeah.
I believe no. I can assure you that in this, I think it was about the 6th season, they offered more money to Jennifer Aniston because of Brad Pitt and other things like that. And she decided to refuse the proposal. Why? Because like the sitcom Friends, they did not admit that one earned more than another.
Yeah.
You know? And when Matthew Perry got problem with drugs in the 7th season,
He had drugs.
they decided to stop for a while until he recovered himself and back to the sitcom. Because the director, they tried to replace him. And they said, no, if he doesn't come back, we stop the sitcom here. So we have to choose. We wait for him or he backs. If he doesn't back, we will want recording it. So
They
they
are
are really
Friends.
Yeah, they really are friends, I think, yeah.
That's nice.
okay, pretty nice.
Yeah.
Any question about it?
Yeah.
No one? Okay. So now, the next.
It's me.
Come in the middle. Come on. Come over in the middle.
Hi, my little
Yes, please.
friends. Again.
That's a little friend.
When?
Football.
Well, we talk about now sport in 90s decade. I'm talking about football. And in
Some respect.
so appear in our main mind many sports like football, baseball, basketball, and hockey, and so on. So the most important American football team in 19th decade it was Dallas Cowboy. It's from Texas. Maybe. This team won 6 division titles and won 3 Super Bowls. 2 Super Bowls. And their biggest rival team, the San Francisco, won 2 Super Bowls. The name of the players more important to that moment were Jerry Rice, Emmitt Smith, Joe Montana, and so on. Another sport is important in 19th decade is hockey. The best player, Wayne Gretzky, and so the National Hockey League had its one king called Ice Wayne Gretzky. Gretzky was named the Gretzky, the greatest hockey player of all the time by the Hockey News in 1998. We can see. He was born in Canada. His nickname, the Great One. Wayne was for couples. He taught Los Angeles in my games. Gretzky won 9 trophies and 4 Arts and cumulative over 3,000 games and game spots and 894 goals. Okay, basketball. Another sport important in 9th decade is basketball. We can see who are Michael Jordan.
The other one?
I don't know.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Well, Michael Jordan, when about basketball in United States in 19th decade, remember two peoples, Michael Jordan and even Magic Johnson. Michael Jordan played National Basketball Association NBA Chicago Bulls, and he was born in Brooklyn, New York. In February 17, 1963, he was known by initial MJ. He was considered the greatest basketball player of the time. He was an icon of this sport. Okay. Another notable figure is Harry Magic Johnson. Okay, here two play. Magic Johnson was born in Michigan in August 14, 1959, and he was an American professional basketball player. He played point in Los Angeles NBA. Johnson won many championships. He was considered on the best basketball player. He won 5 titles of the league, and he was the best player in the 3 seasons. But he retired after announcing that he had contracted HIV. HIV.
His dad or
No.
Magic?
Magic Johnson. HIV.
Yeah, Magic is still okay though. He's very healthy now.
But returned to play in 92 and 96. After returning again and no more play. This is a picture history moment. Sorry.
Crash movement.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning for all. I will introduce you some music about 19th decade. I think this movement was the grunge movement. This movement started in Seattle. Pearl Jam, Nirvana, and Alice in Chains. These bands, all of them, is from Seattle. What is this movement grunge? the grunge movement was an alternative rock, and this started with Nirvana. Nirvana. His song, their song is a little melodic and depressive. I think it's about this movement. It's from this movement, this kind of music. For example, Pearl Jam, there is a song, his name is Jeremy. Do you know Jeremy?
Jeremy.
Yeah.
Jeremy's food.
Yeah. And I love this song, Last Kiss. The Last Kiss is a beautiful song, but it's a tragic history about a couple and the girl passed away in an accident, and the sentence in the music, hold me darling just a little while and give me the last kiss. It's so sad, this song. And the grunge movement, the fans of the grunge movement use the t-shirts, the clothes. It's like the Kurt Cobain jacket shirts, skatings and men's skatings, boys skatings using this kind of shirt. I have some information. The grunge movement. The grunge lost many of these independent and punk connections and became the most popular style of hard rock in the 90s. Okay, the next. Boy bands. I like boy bands.
Boy bands. Look at this. They were so famous.
Yeah. The Backstreet Boy, NSYNC, and New Kids on the Block.
Yes.
They were my favorite. New Kids on the Block. I was 15. I remember a little bit about this. Why boy bands? Because it's a young man about teenagers, everyone are teenagers, and call up boy bands. Yeah, we have some songs for them.
Yeah,
I used to listen to that.
Because they sing love songs. They sing love songs to the girls.
Yeah,
And there are Britney Spears.
honey songs, yes.
And Spice Girls.
Oh yeah, Spice Girls, but they were European.
Yeah, it's not American, it's England. It's not, they made a lot of success.
Successful. They were very successful.
But it's not American. What else? Rappers. I think this is the most important. The 50 Cent and the Eminem. Why Eminem? Okay, because he is a white man. Our rappers is black, like 50 Cent, but Eminem is white. It's different. It's colors.
He's really good. I mean, he's very talented. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
oh,
Okay.
okay.
So that was our job. We would play a music, but the time is over than we were expecting. I hope you liked it. I wish you liked it.
Good.
And thank you for all.
Yeah. Wait, I have a question. Okay, wait. First of all, what do you guys like most about the 90s? So maybe each person can answer, and then I have some other questions, very quick. So,
I'm talking about music because I like this music.
yeah.
I was born in 17th, but when I was 20,
Yeah. You loved it.
I enjoyed this kind of music. Nirvana, Pearl Jam is my
Right.
I like sports.
Oh, do you? You like sports? What do you like?
Especially basketball and Michael Jordan. It was like, wow, it's really.
Because everyone liked them at that time, and then you enjoyed it too.
Home of the internet, in spite of I was really young that time, like 6, 7 years old, but it was pretty important to the world, and the sitcoms. like Friends, you know, my favorite part.
Oh, Friends is really good. It's good with idioms. It's good with language and how they act.
And we can work with the students.
Okay, I have something to tell you. So the metal detector, you guys said you saw some metal detectors in the high schools here, and you guys talked about Columbine. Do you know that metal detectors only really exist in like public schools, like in the poorer neighborhoods? You will never see a metal detector in a private high school here in America, because they would never kill anyone in a private high school in America. So you would never see that. It's very interesting. You only see metal detectors in a high school where they are more, it's a poorer, like a neighborhood, or it's not as good, which is why Columbine was so shocking, because they never thought it would occur in that town, because it's such a quiet town. Okay, what do you guys think about, why do you think Clinton was never impeached? Because
they got the most of the Congresses in his favor on that time.
why were they in his favor? What do you think?
I think, can I give
Yeah, give me your
I
opinion.
think his wife
Yeah.
His
is
wife.
the most important person
Yeah.
to save
Forgive
from
him.
the judgment.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think he was president during this time where the economy was really good, and everyone was like, we love him. But he was just very lucky, honestly, because the economy was very good. And his wife saved him, I think.
His wife saved him,
Yeah.
but we don't have to forget to mention that they got most Congress in his favor.
Yeah. And why are they in his favor? Because they like him.
Of course.
Because the economy was really good.
He also,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
also helped the immigrants.
Yeah, yes. Well, also maybe people give him pointers, like what to do. One more question. Don't leave. One more question. Why do you guys think that you guys talked about the war in the beginning? Why do you think that U.S. likes to impose in all these wars? What do you think about that? What do you think about U.S. imposing? I think it's annoying, but
I'm gonna say like what I've been listening to American people here. It's pretty divided. Some people say that's just an excuse to invade other country and get its resources, and others say that USA really cares about other countries. You know, I'm not gonna say like, but doesn't face injustice. You know, or it's a way to show power.
Yeah.
My opinion, it's a way to
Hedge.
show power, and it's an excuse to go under
yeah.
other countries.
Yeah. A lot of Americans think it's very annoying that